Welcome! My name is Debbie and this is Pouring My Art Out for the Lord, and I have a neat little project to show you today. It's using a junk mail envelope. Got my key caught in here. So here's the back of it. I will glue this in so I don't need to cover that, but that's what it's made out of. And I got this idea, was inspired to make this, and I've made a couple little changes, but a video named from a channel named Mad Paper Crush, and it was a video from a couple of years ago, October 11th, 2019, and she called it a hidden pocket flip. So I'll see if I can find that video and link it below, but this is what we're going to make. So there's a tag on the side here, and this tag is actually a closure for the flip here. So you can see how that just keeps everything together. So this can come out or partially out, and then this flips up, and then we have a couple of pockets here. So we can put some things in the pockets there. And then down here we have another large pocket, and we have a small pocket on the side. And then when we close it and clip this back, we also have a very tall pocket on the back. So we can glue this to our journal, and we've got, I don't know how many pockets. That's one big pocket, two pockets the side there, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets if we make it like this. So, and it's just really a thin piece of ephemera, and I think it's a fabulous idea. So let me show you how to make it. So we start just with a basic junk mail envelope. I'm using kind of a business size, what we call business size. It is just over 4, almost 4 1/4 by 9 1/2. But you can adapt it to anything. I'm going to give you the measurements based on this. So the first thing you need to do is to fold up this part. And I folded it up to 6 inches so that the base now measures 6 inches tall. This part is 6 inches tall. And then whatever's left is this. This is probably 3 1/2, yeah, because my envelope is 9 1/2 total. Okay, and then we just need to cover this with some paper. So I'm using my Faith Basics paper for this project. So I think I'm going to do this lighter or golden color on the back, doesn't matter. But I had been making a few projects with this paper, and so I printed out a bunch of sheets, and this is what I have left from that now. So I'm happy that I'm getting through the paper. So a little bit of our cross is going to be showing here. And then I'll just flip it over and grab my scissors. And I'll flip this back on where I folded it before, just so I can cut this excess paper off. So instead of measuring, this is just how I cover the whole project. So there is our back on. And then I'm going to use this other paper to cover this front pocket here. So in this particular envelope, the flap was kind of torn and stuff, so I took that off. So I have this piece, so I don't want to glue it to here because I want this to stay a pocket. So I'm going to just glue there and avoid this area. And then I will, but I want to cover that with paper even though it's not glued. I want to cover that area with paper. So cover that whole area. Oops. And then just trim that away. then the next thing I want to do is I want to cut just a sliver off here. I could have done that before, but it doesn't really matter. Because I want this pocket, I want this side of the envelope to be open. So now it is open and we'll be stitching this in a minute. We'll have a pocket there for our tag, our long tag. So then the next thing I want to do is I want to attach this pocket because we're going to stitch and I want this pocket sewn on as well. So I'm just going to make a little bit of a divot in this pocket with my oval punch here. Just eyeballing the center. I think I'll put it on that way. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue just to kind of tack it on while I stitch so it doesn't flop around. So just put a dot of glue in each of the corners there. And then I also want a divot on the front part of this envelope. So we have the two sides of the pocket there, and I want a divot just in the front part of that. So let's see how I can get in there. I have to do it this way. So let's see, just eyeball the center for there, and there's my divot for that. So trim up a little piece there. Scissors aren't going to get in there. Oh, my smaller scissors here. And we'll ink that so that part isn't going to show. I see where I folded that, I have a little bit of a tear just on this edge here. And will I be sewing? Yes, I will be sewing there, so that is not going to matter at all. Okay, so I'll maybe wait to ink until after I've finished sewing. Well, I might ink just this part because this will be hard to ink later. And maybe even just this part here. Okay, so I'm going to sew. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to sew around. Is this where the tear is? Yeah, so I wouldn't have to sew at the bottom because it's not going to show, but because of that tear, I'm going to sew all around those 4 edges. And then I'm going to sew here, here, and here. I don't want to sew here because that's a pocket. And then I'm going to close it up, and then I'm going to sew here, and that's here, and that's it. And then I'm going to, actually I think maybe I will, maybe I'll just glue that part. Okay, so I stitched, did my stitching. Sometimes I have to sit at the sewing machine before I remember where I'm supposed to stitch. And I was not supposed to stitch here. So I just stitched those 3 edges, because if you stitch there, then you don't have your pocket here anymore. So hopefully you're not following along step by step and you haven't stitched your top part. If you stitched your top part, just cut another little sliver off and you'll be good to go. So I stitched those 3 edges and these 3 edges. And then I just want to, and I did a little bit of inking just around the edges, and then I just want to glue this edge and this edge back up here. So I'll just do that. And because this is kind of the top of a pocket here, I'm just going to put some clips on here just to keep that really solid until it dries, because because I don't want that to be opening up when I put things in the tags and stuff in. That's why I like to kind of sew in that area, but it doesn't work to sew in that area in this case. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to make a flap. So our flap needs to be the height of our base plus about an inch for a flap. So I took a little smidge off of there, so I probably need to trim this off just a little bit here. It's probably good. Yeah, I want it just a little bit shorter, so that's good. And then on our flap here, you can score at 1 inch, and then we need to cut from the fold out to the outer edge just in a little angled shape, so it looks like that. And then that is going to fit. We can just make sure it's going to fit. We want that to fit down into the pocket, into the top of the envelope like that, and then it flaps over. And if it doesn't quite fit, this side is a little bit tight, so I'm just going to take a little bit more off of those edges. And try it again. And now it fits perfectly. Okay, so there's our flap. Now on our flap, I want to sew as well, but I'm going to put some pockets in first. So this will open up like that. And I thought for the pocket in this one, I'm going to do a different kind of pocket. This is like a slanted pocket. So I'm going to, maybe I'll just tack this on as again with my glue here. And then I just want to stitch, I'll open my flap up and I want to stitch all 4 edges. This time I do really want to stitch all 4 edges. And I will probably turn it over and stitch from this side because this will be the side that shows. So I'll do that and be right back. Alright, so I stitched all 4 sides there. And then I want to slip this into the top of our envelope. So it's the inside here, and we want to stitch it to the front because we still want this pocket to be here. So we stitch or glue this flap to the front part of this envelope and leave this part open. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just going to put some glue on here. This is very sturdy cardstock. I just kind of reached in my scrap pile and didn't look very hard and grabbed whatever, but it's dark and it's very sturdy, which is okay. Which is alright. But you wouldn't have to use this much. This sturdy of a cardstock. Just want to get that back in there. Just doesn't want to kind of fold over completely at that corner. Or maybe it's done. Maybe it's done. So it's going to show a little bit there, but that's all right. So I'm just going to put a couple of clips there while that dries as well. And then I'm going to work on my tag. So this is my side tag here. That will be kind of like a closure. My key's getting caught in everything. This will be kind of our closure here. So I have one of these tags from my Faith Basics line, so I'm just going to use that. So I'm just going to ink a little bit around the edge of this one. This one says promises on it. It's nice having all these tags and different things. You know, I call this Faith Basics line a toolbox because you can just kind of grab what you want and go, and it's, you know, it's sort of, you have everything that you need for making these projects and decorating these projects all at your fingertips. So I'm going to grab my crocodile, and I want to grab an eyelet. Just use one of these. And then what I want to do is I punched out 2 1-inch circles from that same red cardstock. And I'm gonna, probably don't even need 2 with this firm of cardstock, but I'm gonna glue them together. And then I'll just ink the edge of that, just where the white might show. This, you can't even see the ink on the cardstock itself because it's so dark, but on the edges you can. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put this up at the top, centered at the top. And then I'm going to punch a hole for my eyelet just into the circle here, so not very far in, like that. And I'll put my eyelet in, set my eyelet. Okay, and then our tag closure is ready. So I think all of this should be dry now. So then what we want to do is put our tag in here, make sure it fits. I didn't do that yet. Make sure I didn't glue anything shut that I wasn't supposed to. So then our flap comes down and this closure comes over top and holds it all together like that. I'm not going to cover my back because I'll glue this into my journal, and if I change my mind I can just add a backing anytime I want. Anyways, so now I want to do a little bit of decorating, and this one I have one of my journal cards. Just let me grab a couple of things and I'll be right back in a second. Okay, so I just grabbed a couple of things here to decorate with, and these are all from my Faith Basics toolbox. So nice to have these around to grab whenever I need them. So this is what I selected for the cover, and I think I'm going to do like I did on the other one. I'm going to just put a little bit of book page around it. This is some Bible page. So I'm going to put some glue stick on, and then I'll put a bit of glue, liquid glue around the edges as well. And just kind of put that so I can get a little bit of text around all the sides. And then I'm just going to tear it. Don't want too much because I don't have too much space. I may have to tear a little bit more off once I get this part off. I think this rose goes perfectly with this red flap, so that worked out well. Yeah, that looks good. I think that is actually the right size everywhere as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of ink on the book page edges, like that. And I also decided, this is one of my journal cards that has a blank here. Some of them have sentiments and some of them are blank. And so I'm going to stamp something here. And I don't show these all the time, but I use them a lot. They are from Contact Canada, and they are all the alphabet and they clip together. And yeah, they're just really handy, and they just makes it so easy to stamp anything, you know, any word, any number that you want. So there's my note. And then I will glue that on the front here. So I think again I'll use a little bit. I need a new glue stick. I think I have one here, but I just have to dig it out. I've been doing a lot of crafting lately. A lot of videos anyway. I guess that's crafting. All right. Just make sure that'll all fit everywhere there. There, I like that. Okay, and then inside I have some more elements from my Faith Basics line here, so I just picked out a few things. So I'm going to glue Mercy there. I could put a little bit of something behind that. Let's see what I have. Do I want white? What do you think? Is white too stark? For this project, here's a little piece of, I think it was actually some smocking that I had done. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. So I'm going to just glue that down. Let's put a little bit of this fabric glue on first. Smear it around a little bit. There we go. And then I will glue Mercy. These are from my Scrabble Tiles kit. I use these a lot. I love these words. They come horizontal and vertical, so you can do either one. Just gonna put a little bit of distress right in the where they join. They're kind of white there. So there's my Mercy. And then I thought I would put this, let me see what I'm going to do up here first. So I have this saved with a whole calendar there, so I thought I would put that up there. I could leave that open for a little bit of a tuck as well. I might do that, and you know, if you make a spot for a tuck and you don't use it, that's fine, but if you don't make a spot, then you can't use it. So it's kind of nice just to have it in case you want it. So you could just stick a little ticket or something in the side there. I think that would look cute. Although, maybe I will just, let's see. Let me put this one in here. This is one of my banners. Banners come in different shapes, different images. They're just nice for a finishing touch as well. So I think I'll glue this one on this side. This one I just glued a couple of pieces together. This is one of the banners as well. And then, what do you think? Should I glue it on, or should I just leave it as a little tuck? I think I'm going to glue it on because it looks strange if the word is not showing. So I will no longer have a tuck there, which is fine. So there's my decoration there, and there, and there. And then I'm just going to save time, this for now, I'll make some more ephemera later, or I mean, these pieces, this one is already made, so I can just stick that in there. This is one of my sepia 1800 portraits with a Bible verse on it there from Colossians 3:16. Here's just a little notebook cover. So I'll stick that up there. And then here's one of my collage tags saying Christ the King. So that is going to live in there. This is one of my ID cards. I have a video that shows how to make these ID cards 3 ways. So this is a card. Some of them are folders or file folders and different things. And each one of them has a beatitude on it. So I gave them names. This is Lisa May, and she says, she doesn't say, the Bible says, "Blessed are the merciful, for they shall receive mercy." So I love those. Let's tuck that in there. And then here's just a couple of, there's a postcard and a little prayer index, mini index card is what I call those. And then I will take out my tall tag as well. So this will fold up, this will tuck in, and my tall tag will live up here. So there you go. That will look really nice in a journal. There's just a page, a blank page, but you can just stick that there. This is what size I usually make for my journal, so this tag will just, the fiber, the ribbon will just stick up over top of the journal, which will be perfect. And to open, you just pull this out. This flips up. The tag doesn't interfere with that. This flips up, and then you got your pocket there, your pocket there, your pocket there, and then you got your pocket here with a closure. So I hope you try this. I think it's a fabulous project. I had a lot of fun making it as well. So here's my first one that I made, and here's the one we made today. So thanks for watching, friends. We'll see you in the next video. Blessings.